In this pouch is GORUCK's Packable Bullet Ruck. Let's get into it. How's it going, friends? I'm John and this is Unpack'd. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel, we unpack all the details about different backpacks, slings, everyday carry items, and other travel related gear. Now, if you like content like that, or you find any value in today's video, please consider hitting like and subscribe, as that helps support the channel. Thank you. So today on the review table, we have the Packable Bullet Ruck from GORUCK. Now, I'm not a GORUCK historian, but I believe this is the very first packable backpack that GORUCK's ever done. So I got it on launch day. I thought I was ordering a 15-liter packable backpack, but what I actually got was a 10-liter packable backpack. Turns out there was an error on the webpage at launch. It was later corrected, but either way, this is what we have here, the 10-liter packable backpack from GORUCK. So GORUCK bags are really known to be overbuilt, big, burly, heavy, military-inspired, kind of backpacks. And this one is very, very different from the rest of their offering. This was lightweight, packable, and portable. So let's go ahead and start unpacking the details of this bag. It's gonna stand at 18.5 inches tall. It's gonna measure 10.75 inches across, and it has an overall depth of 5.5 inches. Now, that's gonna give this bag's overall capacity 10 liters. Like I mentioned, I thought I was buying a 15-liter backpack, but I ended up with the 10. I wish it was still the 15, but this is a nice portable packable size. So currently at the time of filming, this bag's only available in two colors, black and the Ranger green that you see here. Of course, I had to get the Ranger green. You can probably tell by some of the other green bags on my wall here, but I love the Ranger green. So again, at the time of filming, this bag is currently sold out online, but it does have a retail price of just $65. It did sell out on launch day, but I would imagine GORUCK will be restocking these at some point in the future. So I still wanted to go ahead and get a video out on it. So in case you were thinking about picking one up in the future when they do restock, we can kind of figure out together if it's going to be the right packable bag for you. Just like all of GORUCK's backpacks, this one does include the Scars lifetime warranty, and for my money, that is the best warranty a backpack company has out right now. So the bag's overall quality and construction is pretty sound. Now, I own many GORUCK bags, more than you see here on the wall, and everything has been sound. Normally, I find like one or two loose threads throughout the bag, whether it's made in Vietnam or USA. I always manage to find a couple of loose threads. I haven't found a single thing on this bag. Everything is properly stitched, everything's aligned. There is no kind of, obvious quality issues or areas of concern right out of the bag. Now, from an aesthetic standpoint, GORUCK has made 10-liter bullets in the past, and this to me seems like a direct copy of that pattern. It's a GORUCK 10-liter bullet, so it maintains that DNA. We do have this black stripe of the front, and it reminds me of the Rucker 4.0 series. So again, it's a bullet ruck. It's taking a lot of that DNA. It resembles a GORUCK. So overall, I think the overall aesthetic is pretty nice. It's very narrow, very hot dog shape, I like to call it. But again, that's just copying what's already been done. And the GORUCK's bullet series seems to be a very popular series. I know the 10 liters in particular have seemed to be very popular. So getting into some of the bag's exterior features, you are going to have a clean, slick front. There is no molly webbing anywhere on the bag. You do still have the 2x3 patch panel, and it does come with a color match patch. Nice little touch there. You can add your own flair on the front. And that's pretty much it from the front and the sides. There's no other features on this bag. Now getting into the back panel, there is no back panel. There is no cushion, there is no nothing. This is a super simple bag. GORUCK is known for making super simple bags, but this one is really stripped down, really just the bare necessities to get you through your day. So you're gonna have no padding, no extras on the back. You are gonna have a small grab handle here, a webbing nylon, super simple, and some very, very, very light padded shoulder straps. You do have some plastic Duraflex buckles down at the bottom to help you with your adjustments. And just like any other GORUCK, you are gonna have no dangle keepers to help you keep that dangle mess aligned, but that's okay. Again, if you're somebody who's into GORUCK backpacks, you're probably already used to that. No water bottle holders, no strap keepers, anything like that. So even though this bag is super simple, keeping in line with other GORUCK products, you are going to have name brand hardware. Like I mentioned, you still have your Duraflex buckles down at the bottom. You're going to have your YKK AquaGuard zippers here. Now that's going to help with the bag's overall water resistance. It's going to help keep your insides moist free because of that PU coating that the zippers have here. And I know GORUCK bags in the past have had some really sticky, AquaGuard zippers, but these operate super smooth. And I know in their new bullet, their double compartment bullet series and their GR1 series, where they did use aqua guards, those were a lot smoother as well. So I don't know what they did exactly to make these aqua guards a lot smoother than past products, but I can say for this particular bag, these are great zippers. So the primary exterior fabric on this bag is a 100D ripstop Roebuck nylon. Now I love Roebuck nylon from GORUCK. There's some of my favorite bags. I have my M23 down here and my favorite GR1 and earth color tone there. Love that. I love the Roebuck material. But the downside to Roebuck is that it's very malleable. You know, even being a packable backpack, you would expect it to be malleable. Maybe that's why they picked it, but super, super crunkly. I got it filled with like clothes in here just to help keep shape for the, so it can look halfway decent on camera. But this bag is frumpy. It's gonna be frumpy. It's gonna take the shape of whatever you load into it. So if it's half loaded, partially loaded, fully loaded, it's gonna maintain whatever shape the items of the bag are. So from an aesthetic standpoint, it can look a little frumpy because of the material. Now you will be able to see the ripstop patterning in this bag. I do like that a lot, and I love this Ranger green color. But overall, I love the Roebuck material. It's gonna help you with more water resistance paired with the AquaGuard zippers. Just a great combination if moisture, water resistance is something that you're looking for. So I removed all the clothes from the bag so you can kind of see what it looks like when it's not packed out. Again, being made out of that Roebuck ripstop nylon makes it really malleable. Super simple to pack down. I forgot to mention that this packable backpack does come in a color matched Roebuck pouch here. Now I'll put the dimensions for this pouch up on the screen, but this pouch serves two purposes, which we're going to show you here when we dive into the inside. One, to house the packable backpack, and two, you can actually clip this on the inside of the packable backpack to use as like a quick access pocket or just a pocket on the inside. Now this is also made of Roebuck ripstop, and it also has an AquaGuard zipper as well. So if you really want to keep your electronics protected, you can pack your phone, your portable battery in this pack, and also put it into the packable backpack to strengthen the overall water resistance, for your electronics. So getting into the interior of this bag, this is probably one of the most simplest interior walkthroughs that I'll ever have to do on this channel. There is nothing on the inside of this packable backpack. It is just a big hot dog shaped backpack. So you do have this clip at the top there, and from the promotional photos, what that is meant for is for you to take the pouch that the backpack comes in, and it has a loop at the top, and you can simply attach this pocket on the inside like so, and now you have a pocket on the back of the backpack there that hangs, and you can add your electronics in there. Again, nothing else in this backpack. There is no pockets, no zippers, nothing on either side, no padding, no structure. But there's one key thing that is in this backpack, is that all the seams are taped and water sealed. So that's really where you're gonna have the water leaking. If you have AquaGuard zippers on a backpack, yeah, that's cool, but since the bag is still stitched, you're gonna have that water leak through the stitching. So GORUCK has went ahead and taped every single seam in this backpack to give you that overall water resistance. So this is going to make this backpack extremely resistant to, moisture and rain. Now it's not truly waterproof or submersible, but it's going to be pretty darn good in a rainstorm to help keep your stuff overall dry. Besides that clip on the back, you do have the GORUCK patch on the inside letting you know that this is the GORUCK Bullet Ruck, and you have that lifetime guarantee. So the fact that it doesn't say made in the USA, I'm assuming it's made in Vietnam, but I've had many bags from Vietnam, specifically from GORUCK, and everything has been top quality. I've never had any problems with my Vietnam bags. So if it's gonna help you save a little bit of money, if you're on the fence about grabbing anything from GORUCK or made in Vietnam bag, they're all great. So that's pretty much it. That's the bag in a nutshell. Now, it can be a pain in the ass to get this bag back in here, but I'll show you in real time what it takes to pack this backpack back in the pouch. So packing this backpack up, now when it comes from the factory, it's super neatly folded and nicely even in there. I was never able to get it back. I didn't pay attention to how I undid it. So now I kind of just develop my own method of getting it back in the pouch, and it's not the best. Like I said, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but for me, I start on the back and I kind of fold the backpack up to kind of take the overall shape of that pouch a little bit. Now I remember when it came from the factory that the patch side was facing out So that's kind of what I shoot for there. Kind of fold it up so I can get that patch up in the front and kind of just fold it to be the shape of the pouch itself. So I got it there, got the patch up front, and we just got to try to squeeze it into this pouch. Like I mentioned, since I didn't pay attention to how it came out of the pouch, I kind of just developed my own method, and it can be kind of a pain, but not impossible. I'm sure you'll probably figure out a better way to do this, because I haven't. The pouch can be a little bulky at times, and there's some empty space down at the bottom, which you'll see here in a minute. But the point is that I do manage to get the bag back in there, and then I'll just try to like flatten it out to kind of see I have a dead space in the bag. So there's a better way to do it. I don't know it. Honestly, I just haven't given it the time of day. I'm just trying to get it back in the pouch, throw it in my GR3 when I'm traveling, and call it a day. So here it is, back in the pouch. Not super scientific on how I got it back in there, but it's in there, and that is the point. So what are you gonna pack in this packable bullet? Now for everybody that's gonna be a little bit different, but for me, it's gonna be kind of like a day bag. I carry my GR3, 35 liter, but I don't need to take that out on the town. I just need something simple. So when you have that pocket clipped in there, you're gonna add your portable battery, a charging cord, and this is my Wayfinder billfold wallet, a nice minimalist wallet. A future video coming on this one here, but I want to keep that in there, kind of protected inside. And also, you could also just toss in your cell phone because of the added water protection from the seams being taped, the AquaGuard zippers, and being inside of another pouch. This also have AquaGuard zippers. Going to be incredibly, incredible water resistance for your electronics. That's why I got my battery in there, phone. Easy to get to ish in there, but well protected. And at the bottom of the bag, you can toss in a light sweater you're gonna need for the day. Put that down in there. Now when I'm out in the city, I'm always gonna carry a water bottle. This is a 26 ounce. You probably should use a smaller bottle, but 10 liters, it can fit quite a bit, and I can fit my bottle in there, no problem. Now I am going to take a tech case with me because I have my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, some other little accessories for my camera, tripod, extra batteries, stuff like that. Going to be packed right in there. Again, 10 liters is a very generous size. You have plenty of room in there. And then of course I'm going to top it off with my snacks down in there. And I can also clip my keys to the clip on the inside. Now, because there's no other organization, everything's kind of just gonna sit at the bottom of the bag. I still have plenty of room at the top if I wanted to add something else, but in general, it's gonna be just a great little day bag, something to complement your bigger backpack for when you're traveling, or if you're gonna hit the amusement park, just a simple bag to carry your items around the park for the day. This is meant for the long haul. So even though this is meant to be a very lightweight packable backpack, you still have generous 2.5-inch thick straps with a little bit of padding there. And that's the biggest surprise of this bag. While I was testing it and loading it out, it actually carried quite comfortable for being such a lightweight portable bag with minimal, very minimal padding. Now, for those of you who watch my channel, you already know that I'm a self-admitted GORUCK fanboy. I like GORUCK products. I've bought all these bags myself, including this one. And this is the main reason why I like GORUCK bags. They're just so comfortable. I don't know what it is about it. They're beefy straps, even on this packable bag here. It just carries the weight so well. It distributes the weight so well. And I don't know if it's my specific body type, because I know the GORUCK bags don't work for everybody. But everything from this day pack to the large GR3 travel pack and everything in between, everything that I've tried has been super comfortable. And that's my favorite thing about GORUCK bags. So there are some things that I like and some things that I don't like about this backpack. The main thing that I like is its portability and size. If you travel with a large 40 liter GR2, 34 liter GR2, 35 liter GR3, this is easily going to pack down. You could toss into those larger bags. It's going to fit in that front slant pocket, the internal pockets of the GR2. It's a great size, it's very lightweight. I like the portability. It's my favorite thing about this bag. Another thing is I really like the overall aesthetic of the bag. Now I know it has that tall and narrow shape, but I like the way it carried. I like the way it looked on me. And I do like the Bullet Ruck series from GORUCK. So I'd like that black stripe up front resembling the Rucker series. So overall, I just think it's a really good packable bag aesthetically. And lastly for me, this packable bag is actually very comfortable to carry. 2.5-inch straps with a little bit of padding. I didn't think it would carry so well, but it did. You know, moderate to light loads is going to perform really well. But if you decide to put a little bit of bulkier camera gear, you can be rest assured that the straps, even though they have very minimal padding, still carried very well and comfortable in my opinion. So of course, this is far from being the best packable backpack on the market, so there's some things that I really didn't like about the bag. The main thing really is that there's no organization anywhere. There is no pockets on the inside, some zipper pockets so you could distribute the weight of this bag throughout the long shape. Everything's going to kind of just sink down to the bottom with the exception of the hanging pouch, but I wish we had a little bit of organization. There are other backpacks on the market that have pockets and zippers in other places, and they're still packable and they're still affordable. So I wish we would have had a little bit of more organization in this bag, at least a couple of interior pockets, something to work with. Also, I wish the pouch that you stuffed this backpack into was just a little bit wider, or the zippers came around the sides so they could open up just a little bit wider, so it made packing this bag in there a little bit more easy. Now, I don't know the exact folding method they used to get it in. I didn't pay attention, but if you do pick up this bag in the future, maybe pay attention to how it comes out if you want it to go back in that same form factor. Like I said, when I pack it, it was a little bit lumpy, a little bit puffier than it should have been, but my point was just to get it back in the bag. It's still going to smush down, so not a real big deal, but I wish that pouch that you stuffed this into was just a little bit wider. And the last thing I didn't like about this bag is the overall price of this bag. Now, for me, I like to gauge how much value am I getting out of versus the cost of the bag. So it does have a sticker price of $65, not bad, but you tack on $10 for GORUCK's flat rate shipping, that pushes it to $75. And after taxes, I was looking down the barrel at $82 for this super simple backpack. And that didn't really sit well with me given the feature set. I just think that it was a little too high for this specific backpack here. So that's going to lead me into the final thoughts of this backpack here. While I like the offering from GORUCK aesthetically, I like the form factor, I do think that it's priced a little bit high at all in about $82 for me. I know the sticker is only $65, but like we talked about, you add in shipping and tax, and that pushes it to a price point where I felt I wasn't getting the value in return from that $80 price tag. Now, I did manage to find a workable coupon code that I was able to get this down to like $68. And for that price, I think it's okay for that $60 range. I think if it were to come, after tax, title, and license, if it were to come to your door for about that $60 price range, I would have felt a lot better about the bag. But at $80, I think that there's some better packable backpacks on the market. But overall, I think it's a great bag, especially if you're a fan of GORUCK backpacks. Now, where this truly shines and may be worth value to you is if you need water resistance in a packable backpack, because that's where this bag shines. AquaGuard zippers on the outside, tape seams on the inside. So while it's not waterproof, it's going to be really, really good against rain and water in general because of the way it's constructed. So now I personally think Matador makes some of the best packable backpacks on the market, and that refraction comes in at about $60 retail. So it's kind of a direct competitor to this one. Now that one's gonna have, water bottle pockets, a quick access pocket on top. It's even gonna have a luggage pass through if you run that strap across the back. So there, you're getting a little bit more value in that same price range for $60 versus $65 for this. So again, that's why I said, if this were to come in at 60, I can easily see, a value there. But, the Matador has water bottle pocket, all those things that we talked about, and it's still coming in at the same price point. So I would like to see some improvements or the price come down on this backpack. But of course, I want to know your thoughts on this backpack right here. Tell me your honest thoughts. What do you think about this backpack here? Do you have one, or are you going to wait for the restock and grab one? That's what I want to know. The water resistance is super cool, but I do wish, it had some additional features for that price range. But overall, to me, not a bad first offering in the packable series for GORUCK. So if you made it this far in this video, thank you so much for sticking around. I'm glad to have you here. So comment down below if you have any questions about this backpack, you want to know some more information, you want to see how something fits specifically. I can try to answer your questions. Again, the goal of this channel is to always help you pick the best backpack for you, whether that be a travel bag or something as simple as a packable backpack. Let me know down in the comments. I always respond. And if you made it this far in this video, thank you so much for hanging around. Again, I'm John, this is Unpack'd, and I cannot wait to see you on my next review.